Hello there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. We are back again today with another video. So this is going to be a comparison video. This is basically a comparison for the Oud clones that we have, right? So we have Maison Alhambra's Woody Wood, and I have a decant of Albait Oud Wood, which I also highly recommended. Then we have the latest flanker that's coming from the house of Rayhaan. This is a Wood Noir, which is also an alternate of the popular Tom Ford Oud Wood, right? Now I also have a decant of the Oud Wood, and I tested against that, right? Now in this particular video, when you're looking at the comparison here, it's more like actually a nitpicking that we're trying to do, because all of them are really good alts or clones of the Tom Ford Oud Wood DNA, right? Now the Tom Ford Oud Wood DNA itself is a fragrance that's got Szechuan pepper, it's got a little bit of pink pepper, it's got sandalwood, it's got oud, and it's got a little bit of Brazilian rosewood as well. And that's the kind of fragrance that you're going for, which is it's a woody, sweet oud wood kind of a fragrance, which has got a very nice rosy background to it, and it's a fantastic fragrance. I've reviewed oud wood in many videos and recommended it multiple number of times as one of those popular DNAs that you must absolutely try, right? Now when we compare it with OG, when you look at all of these three fragrances, I would say while Rayhaan is also a Oud Wood alternative or the DNAs of Oud Wood, I would say between the three of them, this doesn't hold up so much when it comes to closeness to the scent profile, especially on how these two compare, right? Now the fight has always been in the review or in the comparison that I did primarily between Maison Alhambra and Oud Wood, right? Now at the top, when you put on this small decant of the Oud Wood fragrance, you will notice that there is a little bit of that citrusy element that you kind of get, and then immediately you have the woody elements that are coming up, and then you have a little bit of that spice element right at the top, and then the rosewood and oud kind of opens up to give you that beautiful DNA, right? Now that is the part that there is a slight difference on this particular fragrances, right? Now like I said initially, this is not at all a comparison to say that okay, this is very good or there are 10 differences between the two. Actually there isn't. Both of them are really good, and they are like one of the best alternatives that you can buy of Tom Ford Oud Wood. Now like I said earlier, that this is basically going to be about nitpicking and saying what part of it is different, right? Now in the scent profile, I felt that Maison Alhambra's Woody Wood is very close to the OG. That element of that spiciness, that citrusy element that you kind of get with that Szechuan pepper, all of that part is kind of captured very well here, and the fragrance is very well rounded. Now in Albait, except for that part, the entire DNA of that fragrance is very nice, okay? And you will get a very lovely dry down. The woody powdery element is very smooth. All of that is good. So this is a little more smoother in the dry down. This is very close to the OG in terms of its scent profile, right? Now the part about Rayhaan's Wood Noir is it's extremely good, but it lacks that closeness to the OG when you compare it that way, probably by about a few percentage, which Woody Wood kind of captures very well. So that is where Woody Wood gets a slight advantage, right? Now in terms of performance, both of them, Albait and Woody, are absolutely the same. You really don't see a lot of difference in terms of their projection or lasting as such. The only part that I said is in the dry down, I've somewhere felt Albait was a slightly better fragrance as such, right? Now if you were to basically pick between the three, like I said, you can keep this out. So the contest basically comes down to these two fragrances to figure out which one is better, right? Now like I said, both of them are really good, and you kind of need to figure out what is the value for money feature here, because at Albait I think it's about 1600 rupees or so. I think you get about 88 ml. Here I think you get about 100 ml for about 1200-1300 rupees. Now between the two, if I would say that you could actually pick up any one of them and they're both perfectly fine, there is no problems at all. But given me a choice between the two, I think I would lean a little towards this and a little less towards this, right? But in my opinion, Albait Oud Wood is definitely one of the nicest ones, but I was very pleasantly surprised as how good or how close this was in terms of its scent profile, right? So between the two, if I were to pick, I would kind of pick up this, right? So that has been my very quick comparison to say which is a good alternative of Oud Wood that is available in the market right now between the three Middle Eastern houses, which is Rayhaan, Maison Alhambra, and of course Albait, right? Now if you like the kind of content that I bring, please hit the like button, subscribe and share. You're watching The Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Take care until another time. Bye now.